Hey y'all. Okay, so here is another sad case of irresponsible parenting. Um, you know, or just people that should not be around children, should I say. Okay? This is just so sad. This involves a 6-month-old baby. And this little boy was found in a plastic container. Um, God, it's just so sad. So sad. I mean, it's like, yeah, we see these things all the time, but right now it seems to be a lot, and I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more. You know, I mean, the country's been on lockdown, going through a global pandemic. People are losing jobs, daycares are closed. Um, Responsibilities are getting heavier and heavier. You have families to take care of and not enough money to provide. Things, it's an accumulation of so many things, okay, that people don't know how to deal with stress. They don't know how to deal with stress, and they panic and they do things, then later, sometimes regret them. But this is just, there's no excuse for this. There's no excuse. I've been on quarantine since the end of March, or middle of March or whatever it was. And I'm good, but I'm not everybody, and I understand, other people have different problems and stuff like that, but come on now. Like, there is no excuse for this at all. Okay, so 2 Brevard women were arrested after a 6-month-old child was found dead in a plastic container. Okay, this happened in Cape Canaveral. The Brevard County Sheriff's Office has arrested 41-year-old Tanya Galvin and 25-year-old Ricky Nicole Tubbs, both from Cape Canaveral, in connection with the death of a 6-month-old infant that occurred on March 1st, 2020. The investigation began on March 1st, 2020, when Deputy Raldano Rivera noticed 3 children between the ages of 2 and 4 unsupervised walking on Caroline Street in Cape Canaveral. Corporal Susan Ricciotto responded to assist and was able to obtain information where the children lived. Sergeant Jason Kemp and Deputy Rivera then went to the residence, where the door was located open and Galvin was found asleep. Galvin advised she did not know where the children were and assumed they were with Tubbs. While doing a welfare check on the children, the 2-year-old was found to be wet and smelled of urine. Galvin gave Deputy Kimberly Reitz permission to go to the children's room to retrieve diapers and clothing for the child. While attempting to find those items, Deputy Reitz discovered an infant nude and unresponsive in a plastic storage container. Deputies immediately began CPR until the arrival of the paramedics. During CPR, water was purged from the child's mouth and nose. The infant was transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The child was later identified as 6-month-old Scorpio Sharp. The victim was taken to the Brevard County Medical Examiner's office where an autopsy was conducted. The results of the autopsy showed that the child died as a result of drowning. A subsequent investigation determined that the victim and another child had been placed in foster care by DCF under the supervision of Tubbs and her boyfriend, Mario Joseph. Tubbs and Joseph were the only adults authorized to supervise the children, as Tubbs reported to DCF that they were the only adults residing at the address. On the evening before the discovery, Tubbs left the residence, leaving the children with Joseph. Tubbs was to return to the residence prior to Joseph leaving for work the next morning. Tubbs did not return on time, and Joseph was forced to leave the children, who were alive at that time, with Galvin. Joseph contacted Tubbs, advising her to return home immediately so the children would not be in the care of Galvin for an extended period of time. The investigation further determined that Tubbs had consumed alcohol and narcotics during the evening and did not return to the residence, in violation with the order of DCF, until after the infant had been discovered by deputies. Agents found a bathtub with standing water, located approximately 25 feet from the area where the deceased child was discovered. The clothing that the infant was last observed wearing was located on the floor, next to the bathtub, soaked in water. It was determined that only one of the children could move an item of the children's weight, and according to the child protection team, would have been with great difficulty, likely causing visual injuries to the child. The investigation hold on one second. I'm sorry, y'all. The investigation concluded that while under the care of Galvin, the infant came in contact with the water, which subsequently resulted in his death. The infant was then discarded in a plastic container in the children's room. Due to the fact that Tubbs lied to DCF in reference to the living arrangements at the apartment in order to gain custody of the victim, failed to provide or properly provide medication to the infant as mandated by the agreement with DCF, and knowingly left the children in care of Galvin, which led to the death of the infant, she was charged with neglect. Both women were charged earlier today after warrants were issued for their arrest. Galvin is charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child in violation of probation. She is being held at the Brevard County Jail on a no bond status. Tubbs was charged with neglect of a child with great bodily harm. She is currently being held at the Volusia County Jail, which is actually where I'm at. That's weird. Well, I'm not in the Volusia County Jail, but in Volusia County, on a bond of $25,000, awaiting extradition to Brevard County. Please join me in thanking everyone involved in this investigation. Oh, God, y'all, this is just, this is sad. And I just don't know what it's going to take for people to stop doing this to their children. I just don't get it. The thing is, what I also don't understand, I don't understand why it says it happened in March. It says it happened on March. Oh, okay, so maybe it says the death of the 6-month-old occurred on March 1st. It's just so sad. This is absolutely terrible. Like I said, there's people that don't need to be around kids, and obviously this woman right here is not one of them, and definitely not the other one. It just, like I said, I just don't think that a lot of things do a lot of, like, background checks, I know, I live in Florida, and I know that they don't do proper background checks or mental evaluations and stuff like that on people that they're giving children to, okay? And yeah, true, anybody can have a child, and we're not given all of that before we have kids, it would be, it should be done, but that's a lot of mental checks that they have to do, I mean, look how many people it is, you know. But the thing is, when you're taking a child out of a home, when you take a child out of a home to put them in a safe place, you should be making sure that that place is as safe as, possible, you know. And yeah, you don't know what everybody's capable of doing, but at the same time, you should be doing certain checks. And I mean, this woman, yes, she wasn't there. She was, off somewhere, but she was getting high and stuff like that, leaving the child at home, knowing that this isn't even her kid. She's fostering a child. Okay, you're fostering this kid along with another one, and I guess the other two children were maybe theirs. I don't know who the other two kids were, but the thing is, if you're responsible for someone else's kid, and you're told and you're signing agreements, court documents, and everything else, that you're not leaving a child, unsupervised, that, you or your boyfriend are always going to be with that kid, then that's what needs to be done. I mean, it just so happens the one time that she wasn't there is the one time that the baby died, and it just so happens that the police were there. That's a lot of, God, I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy how it happened, but it's good, though, that the officer did come in there and find it. I mean, I just think that it is strange how all of that happened, I don't know, just weird. But I don't know, as more comes out about this case, I will be keeping y'all updated. It's so sad. I pray for, the people that are affected by this. Family members, the boyfriend, I'm sure he's upset. It's just, I mean, things like this turn your whole world upside down. And it's just sad. This woman right here, this is Galvin. This is Tanya Galvin, the one that they left the baby there with. She looks crazy to me. She looks like she wants to smile, like she's got a little smirk in her mugshot. I'm assuming this is her mugshot from, from this case. I don't know, but that's just what I assume. It's just so sad. So, like I said, I will be keeping y'all updated on this. If y'all would like to send me anything, you can do so on my email, or you can head me on Facebook and send whatever you'd like through there. All the links for those are down below. If y'all have not subscribed to my other channel, please click on the link down below, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Till the next time I talk to y'all, have a wonderful day, and I love y'all. God bless and stay safe.